Yo guys, it's Chris and welcome to my brand new F1 2021 career mode episode 2 here, and it's going to be at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Unfortunately, qualifying and the pre-race interview all corrupted, so we're going here straight into the race, which is why the video is quite short. Qualifying, you'll see where our position was.
But chin up, it's not the end of the world.
As you can see, Jeff wasn't very happy. You can see the weather there. Only 3% chance of rain, so it's going to be a dry race. Let's be honest here. Hopefully, around all 15 corners of this track, we won't crash and we won't completely flop. If you want to read these emails, by the way, you can just pause the video. Look at all that R&D completed, by the way. So everything before it did go to plan. We've got 6 parts all completed. Loads of stuff completed. We're actually just behind Alpha Tower here, so we have a good chance, if we get the strategy right, to maybe pull a P10. It's quite unlikely though. We have not many R&D points left because I have already started those updates going to the car. Hopefully none of them fail, and let's go to the race.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula 1 World Championship. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as we get another year of Formula 1 underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. And they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Fen starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Lando Norris and Ricciardo, Sainz, Leclerc, Vettel and Lance Stroll, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Yuki Tsunoda and Ocon, Matsushita, Mick Schumacher, Antonio Giovinazzi and Ahmed, Russell, Mazepin, Latifi and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Jeff will try here. As you can see, we're in P18, an absolute stinker going into the first race of the season. Well, it's not really a stinker considering our car is quite low down on the grid, so we haven't done too badly to put it P18, but we are behind our teammate as well, if I remember rightly. We're going to try and do a 1 lap undercut here, pitting on lap 6, I believe. You can just see me here sizing up whether we want to pit on lap 6 or lap 7. I do decide to go with lap 6 eventually, as we're going to head to the race here. I don't know what I'm doing now. Go on, man, get on with the race. You make your mind up. Look, it looks like we are going to be pitting on lap 6 then. Now we come through to the beginning. Oh, and we've got a black screen from the game there, and we're going to be hopping straight into the race. 5 red lights, the Bahrain Grand Prix, and the lights out, and away we go. The famous Crofty line there, and it's a decent start from everyone. Look at that, the Alpha Tower going around the outside. The 3 cars behind us going very slowly, and we're going to dive down the inside of so many cars up into P9 there alongside Stroll and Gasly are going to get the run on us, so we're going to run a bit wide. And we're going to hopefully keep the position here from Tsunoda and Vettel behind us, using a lot of overtake down the straight. But we're going to keep it there. We're going to have a little look down the inside of Stroll, but we're not going to get the move done. Tsunoda still just behind us though. I'm very slow through this sector, by the way, like throughout the whole race. Very slow, and in qualifying as well. But we're going to do a big dive there down the inside of Stroll. Wheels banging as we nearly spin out there. Going, oh, all wild on the rear end. This game is very, very difficult to control on the rear end. Having a look around the outside of Stroll. What a move if we make this pull off. If we make this pull off, what English am I talking about? Well, a lot of overtake being used here to go and see if we can make the move down the inside of Stroll into turn 11. We do manage to get it done, and we're going to keep ahead of Stroll here, even after the first 10 shenanigans. First turn shenanigans. We're going to manage to finish up in P10 after one lap, 8 positions made up. Very, very impressive first race. As we come round the final corner, up behind Gasly here, with Stroll behind us, completely well out of our lead. I don't know what Lance Stroll is doing in the Aston Martin down in P11, but they're the third best team on the grid in this career mode, I believe. We come now into the first turn of lap 2, and we managed to keep it ahead of Stroll. We come down to turn 2 and 3. Gasly is pulling a bit away from us there, but we are going to try our best to catch up to him, to hopefully get into his range of DRS, so Stroll can't completely just annihilate us using DRS, because we will have no chance in how draggy this My Team F1 car is at the beginning of this game, because it's actually coded into the game to be super draggy. I might have said that in part 0, but it's true. Also very, very heavy as well, which is why we want those weight reduction upgrades coming through as we come through turn 10 here. With very, very tricky braking zone and acceleration zone as well, because the amount of times I spun out there in practice was ridiculous as we set a green first sector. Coming round turn 11, Gasly is still pulling away from us though, just a little bit, like a tenth every sector maybe. 3/10 a lap, that is, because there is 3 sectors in a lap if you didn't know that and you're new to F1. I've just realised that of course we're going to set a green sector because it's lap 2 and we start from a standing start in sector 1. As we come now to the final turn, turn 15. Oh wait, turn 15 is this little kink. That's actually turn 14 there. Valtteri Bottas sets the fastest lap. And it's actually a yellow flag there. I think that's Aston Martin or Vettel going slowly as DRS is activated. Is it a full course yellow? It's not a full course yellow. We've been absolutely blue balls there as we go around the first corner. I thought it was going to be a full course yellow. Maybe a safety car already to reset this race. And that's very unfortunate there. As Stroll could potentially be having a look up the inside of us there, but no, we used the overtake to fend him off, and we skip forward to the end of lap 3, the end of sector 2 on lap 3 I should add, and we come through turn 12 here, and then into turn 13. Gasly's still pulling away from us there. We can't seem to get away from Stroll. He is like really keeping on our back, and we have used a lot of overtake, only 40% left after 3 laps. That is a lot of overtake. Gasly could potentially be Gasly's ahead of us. Stroll could potentially sizing up a move here, because DRS is activated. We're going to be using overtake all the way up his 8th gear. What can Stroll do here? He's closing up super fast, only 1.5 tenths behind. He's going to look down the inside, and we're going to try and outbrake him there. Well, I think we've run a bit deep, and the back end's getting all squirrely. We're going to cut the corner a little bit there. It's a bit cheeky, but Stroll's going to pull back in, but he's going to have another attempt here into turn 4. What can he do? He's already ahead of us. And it's going to be 3 wide there, and Stroll is going to make contact with us. Got a warning as well.
We're lucky not to have been penalised.
And Jeff's told us off there as the Daniel is going to Stroll. They're going to have a replay of this move, of the first move there here into turn 1. You can see Stroll right behind us there as he comes out to our inside. And we're going to just about outbrake him there as we did run wide. But here's the move we want to see, down through turn 2. And up through turn 3, so you can see Stroll and Tsunoda with the DRS. It's going to go 3 wide there, and look, Stroll just comes across and just bangs all of us, and we get the warning, which I think is a bit of a violation personally. But here we go, down through turn 5 and turn 6, and we just push Stroll off the circuit pretty much, and nearly spinning out there. And we're going to hopefully push it back into Tsunoda. Hopefully we haven't caused him any damage there, because never want to ruin another driver's race, even though they just are very high. But you know, it's still a bit sketchy there, and it does make the race a lot more boring for us as we come through turn 10. We're hopefully going to get the legs on Stroll here, because we do not want him sending it into turn 11. It's a brilliant overtaking, really. It's amazed me that we haven't seen more overtakes through turn 11 by the AI behind us, but they are so close to each other. As now we come through turn 12 of lap 4, this is, if I remember rightly. Can't see it on the screen. Yep. Oh no, now we come to lap 6. And Ocon is now behind us in Sonoda. So Stroll's really dropped off here. You can see the tyres are really, really warm. So we're going to... Actually, we're coming in here because it is our pitting lap. So we're going to try and undercut. And that's a bit cheeky. Didn't have the pit assist on, so I just dived straight in. That's probably gained us like a second. And we're going to come into the pits here. What kind of pit stop can we do? A 1.9 second pit stop from the boys. Can we get a reload of that, please? Absolutely banging pit stop. Yeah, here we go. Here's the replay. Look, almost moving like at lightning speed. It's amazing that people in real life can do that. Shout out to the Red Bull pit crew. A 1.86 is the world record. I can't believe that's even physically possible. As we come out of the pits now, we're going to have plenty of room to breathe as we're behind Leclerc, who's on the hard tyres. That's a bit funny, but we're not racing Leclerc. Leclerc is a Ferrari and a lot faster than us. Now, we're not the only ones to have come in on the pits on lap 6. Well, lap 6, lap 7. But this is going to need to be a flying out lap from us as we are trying to do an undercut. So we're going to need to use a lot of overtake. And we're going to really need to get these tyres warmed up. And we're going to need to full send it because we do not want to be coming out too far behind from anyone here as we come through turn 8, and we're going to be skipping actually to the end of lap 7. And look at this, I like this camera angle actually, it's quite cool. It really, like in the actual Grand Prix, it really like makes you feel like part of the drive. As you can see, there's Gasly there coming out ahead of us, and there's actually Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari behind us. Must have maybe a bit of damage, and Matthew Sita in 14th here. Absolutely doing a worldie as well because it only started in P16 or P17, so he's gained 2 places as well, a teammate. Hopefully we can get back into the points as not everyone is pitted, I don't believe. So potentially if we do end up back in the same position, we will end up in P10 and our teammate in P12. So potentially double point scoring positions on the board if we do manage to gain another position here as we come through turn 2 and turn 3 once again. We do this 14 times to be fair, there is 14 laps. As I said in the last video, if you want me to up it to 50% races, please do let me know in the comment section down below. As we actually have a massive mistake there, and the Alpine is going to gain a lot of time on us as we nearly hit the wall. We're very lucky to have avoided completely ruining our race there, as there we come through the turn 8 there. What can we do here? Can we keep the Alpine of, I believe it's Esteban Ocon, out of our DRS zone? Yes, it is Ocon, as we are in P9 there, as Matthew Sita is in P11, so there is double point scoring opportunity if we can get Matthew Sita past Ocon. And maybe there's going to be some mistakes from people in front. I doubt it because Gasly is 5 seconds ahead of us, completely on another level as Valtteri Bottas sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix once again. And we're going to be coming through now at the end of lap 10. Ocon is right up close to us now in the DRS range, so we failed to keep him out of the DRS range for the next 5 laps. As he's going to come round the outside of us. This is brave, and we're going to try and outbrake him into the corner. We've got the inside line, and we're going to try and outdrag him here now. The car snaps on us, and Ocon's going to get through, but we're going to switch back on him with the old switcheroo, as Crofty would say. We've really not got much overtake left, so we can't really use much overtake. And Ocon's going to look down our inside, but we're going to fend him off and keep him behind here. But what can he do? What can Matthew Sita do? And what can the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz do? As the Ferrari's a lot faster than all of the cars around it, so he's really got to fight through this traffic here. It's really holding him up. We're really holding up this train. But we don't have DRS either. But look at that. Ocon right behind us here. Going to try and go around the outside of the braking zone. Turn 10. He sends it wide. And he does run it wide. And Matthew Sita takes that opportunity and sends it through. He nearly makes contact with Carlos Sainz there, which might slow down Carlos, which would be big fingers crossed for us. And then it's now myself and my teammate both in points running positions here. Absolute loving life is Red Lightning F1 team here. Absolutely very gassed for both cars to be running through in the points in our first race of F1. It's not quite the levels of Brabham. Not Brabham. Oh dear. The 2009 car. It's out of my head right now, but here we go, coming through lap 11. We have a little bit of a wobble on the back end once again. We have multiple of these during the race, and we already had a big one. And we're hopefully going to try and let Matthew Sita here, if I remember rightly, because obviously this is me driving. And it was multiple days ago, by the way, so it's not as if I'm remembering everything. It was I try and make it multiple days between commentating this and recording this, but Master Cheetah is looking to be a lot faster now, so we're going to go defensive here. Are we really going to try and defend from our teammate and slow us down? No, we're going to let him through, and we're going to let Master Cheetah go because we do not want to hold up the team. Basically, team orders there from myself because I am the team owner, so I'm in charge of the team orders, really. So we are going to let Master Cheetah through, and we're going to try and keep in his DRS to help us defend from Carlos Sainz, which is going to be a very, very tall order for 2 laps. In a Ferrari, is it really possible? Who knows? Well, I guess we'll find out in the next 2 laps. But the DRS of Master Cheetah is really going to help as he is faster, and the back end nearly snaps us again in 4th gear. Just goes to show how unstable the rear end is in this game, and almost how accurate it is, because you put down the power too early and you will spin out as it snaps us again. We're really, really struggling with rear end grip right now. It could be something to upgrade in the future as we come down to the last lap of the Grand Prix. Master Cheetah still keeping us in the tow, which is what we love to see here. Gasly 10 seconds ahead. Wow, he's really been pulling in another level today compared to us, and his car is only a little bit better. As Sainz is now coming to the outside after Jeff says that he's going. Oh, we just about had to fend him off there, but through turn 5 and turn 6 and turn 7, Carlos Sainz is going to have a look down the inside. What can he do here? And we've put him off, and this Carlos Sainz is spun. It was a very risky move from him there, and you can see him spun out in the background there, and Tsunoda is also out, and all the other cars are slowing down. Sainz and Tsunoda both out there. I don't know why Sainz decided to send it in there, as that is not really open to an opportunity. Well, we are not going to have DRS here, and Alonso and Ocon are both right behind us. Are we going to be able to fend them off, as Lewis Hamilton is our race winner here? We're going to put it down into turn 11. Can we fend Alonso and Ocon off through these last corners of the Grand Prix? It's going to be a close one, as Alonso is really, really, really up our bumhole here. And we're coming through turn 13, down the back straight. What can Alonso do? Can he send it from 4/10 back? He's going to try? No, he's not going to try. And it looks like we are going to come through in P9 for Master Cheetah and P10 for us, who's double points positions for Red Lightning F1. What a debut from my teammates and myself and the team here. Absolutely brilliant from our team there, and we're going to come through with Driver of the Day as well. What a race from us there.
That's it for another spectacular Grand Prix here in Bahrain, and a real champion's drive to take the win. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Damn, Mercedes P1 and P2. Does that spell a Mercedes dominant season for my team? It probably does, really, doesn't it? As if Valtteri Bottas is beating Verstappen. Actually, you never know, Valtteri Bottas did qualify on pole. So maybe the Mercedes is going to dominate, but it could be close between the teammates here.
It's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. After an incredible performance, Lewis Hamilton secures the top spot in the Drivers' Championship. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
I have to give it to Ahmed. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern-day Formula 1.
Let's move on to the Constructors. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula 1 action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Master Cheetah from P15 to P9 and us from P18 to P10. What a race from us there. Finishing ahead of both Alpines at class racing from us. Class racing for us there. You can see me saving the replay. That's a really nice feature from the Codys there.
Really
it's very useful.
You made it look easy.
Did indeed.
You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Yeah, we're going to try and pick up the chassis, I think, here, or the aero. Yeah, we're going to go with the chassis.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Yeah, it was brilliant, and it was...
Why do you think you weren't as quick as your teammate today?
No, we let them through. I wish we could choose the left option here, but we can't. So, we're probably going to go with no comment here.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
It wasn't the cleanest race, but none of them... No,
Great. Well, that's everything.
Thank you, Claire. And there we go there. We're going to gain a lot of acclaim there. Nearly up all through the whole of level 1. And our team's going to gain a whole 2 levels there. Wow, that's very impressive. And Master Seater's up to level 5 already. We're going to lose some money there, so we did have some crashes, but we're going to gain quite a nice bit of money there. 55k. Would take that in real life and in the game. Of course, I'd take it in real life. No one would deny any money in real life, unless it was illegal. Don't accept illegal money. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. There's a personal department event for the next video. Thank you all very much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and be ready for the next episode. Take care. Guys, it's been great.